Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are all in good health and all doing well. Okay, so we studied the khutbah of the book. We read that, and now we are going to start the main text, the chapter 1, الحديقة الأولى فيما أردت تقديمه in the book. So take a look at the the structure of the first chapter. So in the first chapter we are going to talk about, in the first hadīqa, which is the chapter, we are going to talk about the definition of the Naḥw, and then the topic of the Naḥw, موضوع النحو, and so we say that موضوع النحو is kalima wal kalam, and then we are going to classify, divide kalima, and we divide it into 3 types: اسم, فعل, حرف, and then the definition of all of them, each of them, and the classification of اسم, the classification of فعل, and after that we are going to study the idea of إعراب and بناء وأنواعهما, and the types of إعراب and بناء. What is إعراب, what is بناء, علائم الرفع, علائم النصب, علائم الجر وعلائم الجزم, signs of raf, signs of nasb, signs of jar, and signs of jazm. And that's the content of the first chapter. After that the second hadīqa begins. So as you see, there are some terms that maybe you don't know what are they. So we need to get familiar with these concepts. The concept of إعراب, first of all. I say that the first thing that we should know is the concept of إعراب. So let me explain the concept of إعراب like this. Let's take a look at the Qur'an. When you read Arabic texts, Qur'an, any text, any Arabic text, you see that words, the end of the words changes in different places. So you see that we have a specific word, one word, but its end changes in different places. For example, the holy word of Allah. For example, we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahi, Allahi. But we say, for example, here Khatamallahu. Khatamallahu. So in the Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Allah ends with kasra. But in this verse, Allah ends with dhamma. Khatamallahu. And for example, here we have Khatamallahu. يخادعون الله. Look at this verse. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. يخادعون الله. So here, Allah ends with fatha. And let's find a kasra. Here, من دون الله. For example, here in this verse, it says that وَإِن كُنتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَى عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ. So here Allah ends with dhamma. Why is that? Why is that? Why are these changes? What are these changes? And why these changes appear? And let me give you some other examples. For example, the plural of mu'min, faithful. The plural of mu'min is mu'minun or mu'minin. We see that sometimes it's mu'minun. Look at this verse. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون. كل آمن بالله. Yeah. So sometimes it's مؤمنون. لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء. maybe yeah. لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء. So as you see here, المؤمنون لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء. But why is here it's من دون المؤمنين? Here it's مؤمنون, but here it's مؤمنين. Why is that? What's the philosophy behind it? So it's i'rab. It's because of i'rab. The i'rab of this word changes in these places. What is i'rab? Let's talk about i'rab. Look, we have some terms that we should get to know about them. The first term, before we talk about i'rab, is the term al-wadhifa, or in English you can say role. Role. The other term that we should talk about is i'rab. And the other term related to these terms is علامات الإعراب, or signs of i'rab. Yeah. So, what is wadhifa? Wadhifa, or role, the role of a word, is the position of this word in the sentence. So you know that each word has a specific position in sentence, in the text. It's like, for example, some examples of role is like fa'il, the doer, the subject, mubtada, for example, or maf'ulun bih. These are wadhifa, these are roles of the word. Or khabar. For example, when we say daraba zaydun amran, here daraba zaydun amran, Zayd hit Amr, Zayd beat Amr. Zayd is the doer of daraba, is the doer of the verb hit. So it's fa'il, it's doer. But on the other hand, Amr is the maf'ulun bih, is the object, is the receiver of the darb, the receiver of the hitting. It's object. That's wadhifa. And we are going to list the all roles in the science of Naḥw. Each wadhifa, each role has a specific i'rab. What is i'rab? I'rab are the changes. That's the definition of i'rab. I'rab is the changes that appear at the end of a word due to its role. So a word in a sentence, according to its role, takes a specific i'rab. So تغييرات أواخر الكلمات are called i'rab, the changes of the ends of the words. For example, you see here ضرب زيد عمرا. Here زيد took a dhamma. This dhamma is because Zayd is fa'il. And here Amran took fatha. And this fatha is because Am is maf'ulun bih. What are types of i'rab? Types, we have 4 types of i'rab. And they are raf', nasb, jar, and jazm. These are types of i'rab. Each of these i'rab, each of these i'rabs appear to the words due to the role of the words. So, for example, the i'rab of raf' is for the role of fa'il, the role of mubtada', the role of khabar, or the role of khabaru inna, inna, and etc. The i'rab of nasb is for the role of maf'ulun bih, first of all, for maf'ulun bih, for the role of ismu inna, munada, vocative. i'rab al-jar is for the role of mudafun ilayh, or majrur بحرف بالجار, etc. i'rab al-jazm is for the for example, الفعل المجزوم باللام, for example. And we are going to explain all of these. I just want to give you a big image of these terms. So these are i'rabs. So what is i'rab? I'rab is the taghyir, is the change that appears at the end of a word. Or you can say that i'rab is the case, the situation, and the specific position that a word takes due to its role, which this position, which this case, which this situation causes the word to have a specific change. And those changes are alamatul i'rab. Those changes that appear at the end of the words due to i'rab are called alamatul i'rab. And each of these types of i'rabs have specific alamat, have specific signs. Alamat is the plural of alama, and alama means sign. Signs of i'rabs, symbols of i'rabs. For example, raf' has its own alamat, nasb has its own signs and alamat, jar also its own alamat, and jazm also its all symbols. But the main alama of raf' is damma. This is the main alama of raf', damma. The main alama of nasb is fatha. This is the main alama, fatha. The main alama of jar, the case of jar, the i'rab of jar is kasra, which is this. No. Kasra comes under the letter and fatha comes above it, you know. I suppose you know. And jazm, the main alama of jazm is sukun. I don't know where's sukun, where's the alama of sukun in the keyboard. Okay, so you know that's just the circle that appears on above some words, which means that there is no movement. Like the word jazm here, the za has sukun here, jazm, with no movement. So these are main alamat, these are main signs of the i'rab: dhamma, fatha, kasra, sukun. And whenever, so where a word takes a specific role, for example the word zayd, when it takes a specific role, like fa'il, zayd takes the role of fa'il, it takes a specific i'rab, and the i'rab is raf', because fa'il is always marfu'. And I'm going to tell you that the word that is the adjective of all of these are marfu', mansub. This is the adjective. The noun that takes raf' is called marfu'. The noun and the word that takes nasb is called mansub. The noun that takes jar is called majrur, and the noun that takes jazm, the verb that takes jazm, is called majzoom. So let's come back. Zayd in the sentence has a specific role. It's fa'il. It's the doer of daraba. So it takes a specific i'rab due to its position, due to its wadhifa, role. Because it's fa'il, so it's marfu'. It takes raf', so it becomes marfu'. We call it marfu'. And zayd, when it's marfu', it takes an alama for raf'. And the alama of raf' is dhamma. So it takes dhamma, as you see here. Zaydun, tanween of dhamma, something. So, but raf' also has other alamat. For example, sometimes wav, sometimes alif, sometimes noon. This is the main alama, dhamma, but wav, alif, noon are other alamat. Nasb also the same. Sometimes its alama is ya, sometimes its alama ya, and other things that we will talk about. So, but here zayd, because it's fa'il, it takes a specific i'rab and a specific alama for that i'rab. The same thing for amran. Amran is maf'ulun bih, the object of daraba, so it has a specific i'rab, which is nasb, because maf'ulun bih takes nasb, and it is called mansub. The word that takes nasb is called mansub, so it takes the alama of nasb, and the alama of nasb is fatha here. So, but these alamat, these signs, dhamma, wav, alif, noon, or other alamat of the i'rabs, appear to the words regarding the the type of the word. Some words, for example, take some kinds of alamat, some kinds of signs. Other types of words takes other types of alamat. So whether to use dhamma for the word, or wav, or alif, or noon, it depends on the type of that word. For example, If the word is mufrad, is singular, we use dhamma. But if it's plural, we should use waw. And that's why we say, for example, let's use the same verb, daraba. If we want to say that the faithful people hit, what should we say? We should use waw for the alama of raf. We don't use the dhamma here. We say darabal mu'minun. So as you see here, mu'minun, because it's fa'il, it takes the i'rab of raf, but its alama here should be waw, not the dhamma. Why? Because in Arabic, each type of word has its own alamat, takes its own alamat. And here, mu'minun, if we want to make them, if we want to make the word mu'minun maf'ulun bih to take nasb, it takes the alama of nasb, but the proper alama for it, because it's plural, it takes ya as the alama. For example, if we want to make it mansub, we say, let's put mu'minun, mu'minin as mansub. What should we say? For example, we say رأيت المؤمنين. المؤمنين. Here mu'minun became mu'minin and got ya here. This ya is the alama of nasb. Is this the alama of nasb? Because mu'minin here is maf'ulun bih, and maf'ulun bih is mansub from the i'rabs, and nasb has alamat, has signs, and if the word is jam', for example, its alama would be ya, not fatha. So that was a big image of the terms of i'rab, and all the science of Naḥw is about that. All the science of Naḥw is about the i'rabs, the alamat of i'rab, and the roles of the words in the sentence. Now, another term that you should know is the term of bina. Let's put it after i'rab. Yeah. We have i'rab and bina. What is bina? You see that some words do not change, whatever its place is. For example, the word الَّذِينَ, those who, which means those who, that's a mawsul. That's a mawsul noun. It means those who. This word never changes. We say جاء الذين آمنوا. Here الذين is fa'il, but let's make it maf'ulun bih. You see, you say رأيت الذين آمنوا. Here الذين is maf'ulun bih, but it didn't change. This is called bina. We say this, and bina is the opposite of i'rab. And the words that have bina are called mabni. Mabni. And what is bina mean? So bina simply means the fixity of the ends of the words. The state that the ends of the word never change. This state is called bina, and a word that its ends don't change is called mabni, like alladhina. So this is another term that you should know about. But a point that we should refer to here is that mabni words also have i'rab. They have i'rab, but their i'rab is called as implied i'rab. They don't have alamat of i'rab. So if we want to talk technically, if we want to talk accurately, we should say that mabni words in fact have i'rab, but they don't have this sign of i'rab. For example, we here, when we want to analyze the text syntactically, we say that جاء الذين آمنوا. We say that الذين is fa'il and is marfu', but we say it's marfu' mahallan. It's in the position of marfu', and it has no sign of i'rab. So that's another term. So we got familiar with these terms, and now let's go to the book. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. الحديقة الأولى فيما أردت تقديمه. The first chapter فيما أردت تقديمه, about what I wanted to put first, to talk about first. غرة. غرة, the word غرة means originally it means forehead, and the whiteness of the forehead of the horses are called غرة. And here it means the beginning, because another meaning of غرة is that the beginning of everything and the important part of everything. So here غرة is the beginning of the book and the important part, because here we talk about the subject of this science and the benefit of this science and the definition of this science. غرة. النحو, the نحو, the science of نحو, is علم بقوانين ألفاظ العرب من حيث الإعراب والبناء. Is a knowledge about, B means about, قوانين ألفاظ العرب, about the rules of ألفاظ العرب, about the rules of the speech, about the rules of the words of Arab. And that is in terms of i'rab and bina. من حيث الإعراب والبناء, regarding i'rab and bina. So rules of the othernesses of Arab, rules of the words of Arab. Al-Fawā'iḍ is the plural of lafz, regarding the i'rab and bina, which I explained to you. So we are going to talk about the words, about the sentences, about the words in the sentences of the Arabic texts, and about the rules of i'rab and bina. In this knowledge, in this science, we talk that where the word is, what words are mu'rab and what words are mabni, and then how to find, how to figure out the role of the word, and how to figure out the i'rab and the appropriate sign of the i'rab. That's the definition of the نحو. وفائدته, its benefits. Its benefit, the benefit of نحو, which is the purpose of نحو, why we study نحو, why we want نحو, is حفظ اللسان عن الخطأ في المقال. The protection, حفظ, the protection of اللسان, tongue, عن الخطأ في المقال, from the mistake, from making mistake, الخطأ, mistake, في المقال, in a speech. وموضوعه, and the subject of النحو. وموضوعه, who here, ضمير who, the pronoun who, refers to نحو. وموضوع النحو, and the subject of نحو is الكلمة والكلام, is the word and speech. الكلمة والكلام. Now we are going to define kalima and kalam. So in the next session, in the next chapter, تعريف الكلمة والكلام, we are going to define الكلمة والكلام. But I think it's enough for this session. Inshallah, we will study تعريف الكلمة والكلام in the next session. If you have any question, feel free to leave your questions in the comment. Inshallah, I will answer to your questions, and thank you. Bye for now. Wassalamu alaikum.